Wow, is it beautiful out here.
Today on Rock the Park,
Look at that. Oh, yeah.
we're exploring Utah's ultimate red rock wonderland.
This is insane.
Sometimes it pays to go off the beaten path.
Where we're taking on new challenges
Oh my gosh!
and facing old fears.
Boy, I just really don't want to look down right now.
Ooh, man.
Our adventure in canyon country gets wet and wild,
I made it through the hard.
and it all starts right now.
You ready for this?
We'll see, man.
I'm Jack Stewart.
And I'm Colton Smith.
We love the national parks.
Oh my gosh. It's all about packing up a car and just doing it. Just hitting the road.
Our goal is to visit every national park in this country.
And when you go off the beaten path like we do,
There's no telling what will happen next.
wow, ready for the time of your life?
Get set to rock the park.
This is Zion National Park, known for its red canyons and towering cliffs that soar thousands of feet into the sky.
Zion features some of the most stunning and mind-boggling hikes in the entire national park system.
And that's exactly why we're here.
Colton and I have been to Zion before. Several years ago, we tackled Angel's Landing, one of the park's most dangerous hikes.
So how are you feeling?
A little nervous.
It's a steady climb up a series of switchbacks and eventually over a very narrow slab of rock with 1,000-foot drop-offs on either side. Colton has always battled the fear of heights. 2 years ago, that prevented him from completing the climb.
You go ahead. Are you serious?
I let Jack go ahead. I just couldn't do it. And now, for safety reasons, the park no longer allows cameras on the last part of this trail. So I'll try to conquer my fear of heights on a different climb. This one to a hanging canyon high up on the cliffs. I'm definitely nervous for this.
We'll also brave strong currents and possible flash flooding as we hike up a deep river canyon called the Narrows.
Zion National Park is nestled in the southwestern corner of Utah, just a few hours north of Las Vegas. Gosh, I love this place.
The 6.5-mile scenic canyon drive weaves its way through 2,000-foot tall mountains in the center of the park, with stops along the way.
Every turn we're taking on this drive is revealing another set of amazing monoliths.
For 150 million years, the Virgin River has been carving the red and tan Navajo Sandstone into these unbelievable formations.
Oh man, look at how tall that is. Gosh. You see that cliffside too? It's like somebody took a knife and just cut it in half.
Zion is a Hebrew name that means a place of refuge and sanctuary.
So we're at the Court of the Patriarchs. These peaks are actually named after figures in the Old Testament. So that is Abraham. We've got Isaac and Jacob.
Mormon settlers in the 1860s gave these mountains their heavenly names.
There's a lot of wildlife in Zion. If you are lucky, you might spot a gray fox kit napping in the brush, or desert bighorn sheep along the cliffs. These animals have adapted to living in their environment with little to no water, so they can survive for weeks solely on moisture from plants. One of the most exciting species in the park is in the sky. It's the largest and one of the most critically endangered birds in all of North America, the California condor. It's a vulture with a massive 9.5-foot wingspan.
Condors were on the brink of extinction in the 1980s, but there are now more than 200 in the wild, and as Cassie Waters tells us, a very special one is in Zion.
Two condors have decided to put a nest within Zion National Park. And we have a 4-month-old chick in that nest right now. This is the first wild-born condor in Utah since the reintroductions.
Makes sense. I mean, how could you not want to live in Zion? You know?
Our next stop takes us to the so-called Emerald Pools.
These pools attract wildlife, so I would not be surprised if we see some on this trail.
The 3 pools were formed by the compression of water through porous sandstone rock, and they're connected by waterfalls.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
So we're just hiking along, and all of a sudden, we look to our right, and there's this deer just right off the trail.
We have a male deer here. Wow, he is close. Just minding his own business. It's awesome, but we don't want to get too close. We want to keep a good distance.
Mule deer are the largest mammals in the park. They typically live down in the valley, but water from these pools and other mountain streams allows them to forage in high elevations when necessary. Before we know it, the day is gone, and it's time to set up camp for the night.
What do you know? We pull up with 2 hours before the sunset goes and the campground's full.
Is anything open in the park?
Fortunately, we're completely full all night. We do have a BLM plan just outside the park.
The Bureau of Land Management oversees 250 million acres of wild public lands, but it's completely undeveloped with few or no paved roads. You should check with your local BLM office for any restrictions.
Looks like you guys have a car that can handle it.
All right, cool. Well, thank you.
The ranger told us the public land was about 20 minutes outside the park.
Okay, yep. Smithsonian Butte National Scenic Byway. That's where we want to be.
Is it a right or a left?
It's a right. Here it is. Yeah, we're on public land. Look at this scenery. This is unbelievable.
We had no idea what to expect, and now we've got this awesome road.
Jeez.
And wide open space where we can camp anywhere we want.
All right, this is it.
Wow, is it beautiful out here. Holy cow.
Up here at the top.
So this turned out better than we could have ever imagined.
Sometimes it pays to go off the beaten path.
Time to kick back and relax. Tomorrow, we'll be getting our feet wet in one of the more challenging hikes in Zion.
Why are you wearing a fleece? I don't know. I should have taken it off.
When we forage up a river that can be hit with flash floods in the blink of an eye. We're in Zion National Park, about to dive into a legendary hike through a steep slot canyon called the Narrows. We'll be hiking in the Virgin River and we'll definitely be getting cold and wet.
Oh man. The Narrows could be the most peaceful hike in all of Zion, or it could be the most dangerous.
It all depends on the weather conditions. So we're meeting with Ranger Ray O'Neill to find out what we're up against.
So it's towering cliffs. We're hiking through the river. Is that gonna get dicey at all?
Well, something to be concerned about, something to be aware of is the danger of flash floods. And we do have that danger this time of year.
These are massive walls of water and debris that can just sweep through the canyon at any time. And you may not even see it coming.
Flash floods are caused by rainstorms miles away, high up on the plateau, where the bare rock can't absorb the water, so it runs off down the canyon.
If you see clouds building, especially to the north, it's a good time to turn around.
Water rushes down the river without warning and carries tree limbs and mud along with it, which can become deadly when funneled through the tight squeezes of the canyon.
If you have the misfortune to observe signs like the color of the river changing, debris coming down, it's time to get to high ground quickly and stay there until the river levels drop.
Okay, and how long can that take sometimes?
Usually it's a matter of hours. If it's a big flood, a big storm, it could be a matter of days.
Whoa.
We'll be hiking about 3 miles up Virgin River to a spot called Orderville Canyon. Round trip, it should take about 5 hours.
This is it. Down to the river.
We need to find you a walking stick. Walking sticks are huge on this hike because hopefully the water's nice and clear. But if that gets murky, you don't know where you're stepping.
It's a good thing our fellow hikers have left a stockpile to share.
I found a perfect one for you. What about this one? Grab it from right here?
I don't like it.
You're not buying a new car here. We're just trying to find you a walking stick.
I want to make sure it suits me.
I'm gonna go with this. Okay.
It's nice.
Ooh, still a little cold.
Yeah, it's not warm.
These canyon walls are so high that the sunlight can't really touch the water. It's gonna be cold like this no matter what time of year you come, man. It's amazing to see and look around you at these massive canyon walls that have been single-handedly sculpted and carved by this tiny little river that we're able to walk through. The scenery here is stunning.
This is one of the more famous hikes in the world. The canyon starts wide and then, true to its name, narrows dramatically. The gorge is only about 20 feet wide.
We really need to be alert and on our toes for flash floods because if a 12-foot wall of water came rushing down at Jack right now,
He's got absolutely nowhere to go, and there's no high ground to find cover.
Look at that. Oh yeah, what's crazy is that's probably the tallest wall I've seen yet. Wow. You gotta really make sure you've got your footing. When you step on some of these rocks, they're really slippery, and the current takes your foot, and you slide right off of it.
Oh. Yowzer! We are entering what they call Wall Street. It's not the Wall Street that you would think of in New York City with the skyscrapers. No, the fancy guys in their suits.
Look at how narrow this is and how high these canyon walls go up.
Man, is this awesome. Wow.
Most day hikers turn around and head home after taking in this spectacular section of the canyon. But we're pushing on.
So the river's been pretty steady, it hasn't been too high, but then out of nowhere, it starts to get up to our waist and then up even higher.
Oh, dude. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, my gosh.
What is going on?
You feel how strong the current is right here, too?
It's a little bit more intense than I thought it was gonna be. Oh my gosh.
We're in Zion National Park, battling a treacherous current in the Narrows.
How you coming?
I made it through the hard part.
Super narrow sections of the canyon funnel even light amounts of water into intense currents, but with a strong will and a strong walking stick,
All right.
it's nothing we can't handle. We've come about 3 miles up the river, so our destination should be right around the corner.
I think this is it.
Oh, wow.
That's incredible.
This is Orderville Canyon.
It's amazing that a hike that's this magnificent is so accessible. Anybody can do this, and it's one of the better hikes I've ever done.
Well, let's soak this in, take a moment, and then venture on back.
Zion's known for having intimidating, vertigo-inducing hikes, and we're about to tackle one, the Hidden Canyon Trail, that's sure to test Colton's fear of heights.
Hidden Canyon is just nestled up in the cliffs.
It's a hanging canyon tucked high up in the sandstone walls. To get there, we'll have to climb 1,000 feet in elevation and scramble over a mile of slick rock on a narrow trail that has been carved into the cliff.
It's a hike that if you do have a fear of heights, you're recommended to sit this one out.
From what I've heard, we're going along this cliffside where it drops off 1,000 feet on one side. I've been waiting for this, but it's gonna be a challenge for him.
I'm definitely nervous for this, but at the end of the day, I think the only way that you can overcome a fear is to try to hit it head on.
You ready for this?
We'll see, man. We're on the backside of the Great White Throne, one of the most popular landmarks in Zion. Like most of the park, this 7,000-foot white Navajo Sandstone mountain was carved by rivers over millions of years.
This trail to Hidden Canyon, it goes up almost 1,000 feet, and it does it really, really quickly. Our car is way down there. We've been out like 10 minutes. Are you sure you want to be standing that close?
I'm trying to get acclimated to the steepness. So we turn the corner and I look up and see what's ahead of us. I can feel my stomach just kind of curl up on me. I get a little lightheaded. My heart starts pounding.
You sure you want to leave?
Yes, I gotta just power through this.
All right, let's go.
Woo! This trail was carved out of the rock back in 1928. Some of these safety chains look to be that old as well. Oh my gosh, dude.
We just hit the cliffs and my adrenaline is pumping. I live for this sort of thing. It's crazy because you can't.
Yeah, I know. I'm not looking, man.
Well, good. You can't even see the bottom there.
People have died on this trail, so you have to be very smart. You have to watch exactly where you're stepping, and you have to respect the trail
and not take it for granted.
This trail is extremely narrow. If you slip here, holding onto the chain is your only hope. And even then, I wouldn't want to count on it.
Chain, my friend. My friend the chain. Oh man, dude, my hands are sweating profusely.
Just keep a good grip.
Yep, it's hard. It's hard when your hands are so wet. Bit by bit, it's getting steeper and steeper. My palms are sweating, my knees are kind of shaking. It's beautiful, I just really don't want to look down right now. I'll just look up, how about that? Ooh, man. I could feel getting kind of lightheaded, got a little vertigo. We're hiking up and it's getting steeper and steeper, and then out of nowhere, I lose my footing and I slip. Oh!
We're in Zion National Park trying to navigate a narrow path carved out of the side of the mountain with drop-offs of more than 1,000 feet. And Colton is holding on for dear life.
So we're going up this thing and I'm holding on tight to these chains, and then out of nowhere, I lose my footing and I slip. Oh! This is quickly becoming something where I just want to get through this. I just want to get to the end, and honestly, I want to be done. But as we start coming around the corner and I keep taking one step after the next, I'm starting to get a little bit of confidence. Oh, almost there.
Almost there.
We finally reached the end of the steep part of the trail and the mouth to Hidden Canyon.
Oh man, wasn't even scared at all. Give me a break. I was scared. It was intense. It was definitely intense. I went into it thinking it was gonna be terrifying. And yes, I was scared, and yes, I was a little shaky, and my palms were, look at, that's clinging the wall. So yeah, I definitely felt it a lot, but every obstacle and challenge that we've done with heights, now I know that it wasn't as bad as I was making it out to be in my head. It is just a mental battle.
And the best part of all, we've made it to the Hanging Canyon, a secret world literally hidden high up in the mountains.
Right now, it seems like we're on the valley floor, but this canyon is almost 1,000 feet up.
It's hanging on the side of the Great White Throne Mountain, and it was discovered literally by accident in 1927 when a climber fell from the peak. This hidden canyon broke his fall, and miraculously, he survived.
This tiny canyon has been formed over the years by flash floods, which is why you see this kind of thing here and why we're crawling over so many boulders, and it's still being formed today.
The steep walls of this ravine block out the sun and retain the moisture, creating a little woodsy microclimate up here in the arid mountains.
So if you look around, we're starting to see tons of vegetation, like ferns, and you've got all this moss that is just blanketing the side of this canyon. Oh, whoa, check this out.
This 20-foot tall natural arch was formed by water seeping into the porous sandstone and then freezing and expanding, breaking off weaker sections of the rock.
This hike has been awesome. We made our way up the cliffs, through Hidden Canyon. Now to top it off, we're headed to an overlook.
More heights?
More heights. All right. Oh, man.
Woo! This is Zion.
This is insane,
Oh
dude.
my gosh, look at this view.
Zion National Park is one of my favorites because it's so unique. What were you thinking when you were going across that cliff?
Get me to the other side of this cliff. I'm ready for this to be over. That's what I was thinking. My palms were sweaty. My heart was beating. I love the rush. That's why I keep doing this.
We were able to hike through a river, go under a waterfall, and then cling to the cliffside. It's amazing.
Zion is a great place to learn about nature and really learn something about yourself.
Hey, to conquering new heights.
To conquering new heights.
And remember,
Hey, if we can do it,
so can you.
so the next chance you get, go out and rock the park.
everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.